Hello everyone, it is Sunday, but get rid of those Sunday blues because it's time for ALR Gold, round 10 of the World Championship, and we are here at the home of a British motorsport, the home of Formula One, where it started in 1950. But tonight is the venue for our championship race at round 10, of course, of gold, of course. That record is actually held by German back in his World Championship winning season of 25. This is a race lap record of 125.718. All time lap record is actually set by Pease in season number 5 in qualified of a 23.954. I am not expecting us to be near that now with these ground effect machines or anything like that. But however, I'm still expecting some great drama, like we had in the real Formula One race as well, which was probably one of the better races of the season, wasn't it? We've got a couple of reserves in here tonight as well. We've also got, and it wouldn't be a gold stream without announcing another driver change there with it as well. We'll talk about that when we get into the session as well. My golly gosh, I gotta say, I think we've had 9 driver changes in 10 rounds so far. Not very good, is it really? There you go. Goodness me, we have more we've had more transfer market action in Chelsea, haven't we? And that is quite surprising, isn't it, to say the least? In the championship, it is Percy who leads the way by 16 points now from Boxtel, who's now gone up to second in the championship. Wouter is missing his first race this season, so fantastic stuff from Wouter as he has raced in every race so far. So good stuff indeed there for Wouter. Fifth is German, a win last night. His first Grand Prix win since season 6, and very good. That was very well deserved as well for German. He has now catapulted himself up to 5th bed. Chaza in 6th position, and Liam down into 7th, and struggled the last few rounds that Liam has done. He's been very unlucky as well. 8th position is Pease, 9th position is Kush, and 10th position is Mr. Rage, all on 28 World Championship points at the moment. Sam Green is on a rich run of form. He has moved himself out of the relegation zone up into 11th on 26 points. Vesey, who could have been who is also on a rich run of form as well, has unfortunately got involved in some kind of shenanigans in Montreal, I think, and dropped himself down to 12th. And Alhan and Gamer 13th and 14th on at 20 points at the moment. Markey has had an appalling run of bad luck, hasn't he? Glock in 16th position, and the newest racer who's going to be part of the Williams then with Jar no longer racing. And it is Sonat who, what an incredible debut last time out, and he is going to be a star, isn't he? I think in gold. He is on 12 points. Sweet, one of the newer drivers as well in the relegation zone with Mumford on 2 points. No points at the moment for KD at this moment in time. In the oh my gosh, we got rain afoot then, but I'm not surprised. Good job I brought me Mac in wellies because it is here at in Britain, isn't it? In the Constructors' Championship, Alpha Tauri leads 20 points in front of the Aston Martin, who is second. McLaren, the winners from the last 2 Constructors' Championships, is down in 3rd. They've still got a chance, so Haas in 4th position, and brilliant start to the season, but they have started to fall off as of late, haven't they? They're in 4th. Ferrari 10 points back now of that win last time out. They really catapulted themselves right up the order with Red Bull and Mercedes on 74 points, and 20 points back from them is the Alfa Romeo. Alpine have dropped down to 10th, and with Williams a point beyond the Alfa Romeo. Joint Constructors looks like this, too good to miss. Alpha Tauri still leading the way because I think they're leading every Constructors' Championship still, apart from bronze at the moment. Absolute domination for the Alpha Tauri. Second position Aston Martin, 281 points back at the moment. Incredible. Alpine 81 points away from the Aston Martin team. Haas in 4th. McLaren are in 5th position. Very close between McLaren and Ferrari, 5 points. Only 13 points back from those two. It's the Mercedes on a 319 points. 7 points away from the Mercedes team is the Red Bull team on a 312. Williams are 3 away from hitting the 200 mark, but they're 115 points away from the Red Bull team. And Alfa Romeo 3 points away from the Williams team. Alfa Romeo and Williams overall have had a pretty difficult start to the season season, haven't they? Unfortunately, but hopefully they can turn that around. And we ain't even at halfway point yet, so anything could happen still. There's also just a quick landmark to tell you about tonight as well, as it is German's 60th Grand Prix start in ALR Gold. Fantastic stuff indeed. I haven't tired his overall starts, but fantastic indeed there for German. Of course, and since he's been in ALR Gold, he has won a World Championship. His points tally is 546 points overall, 13 Grand Prix wins. The latest was last time out, 6 pole positions, 20 podiums, 10 passes up, 6 drive a day, and in those 59 starts, he's only had 14 DNFs then, which is pretty remarkable, isn't it, indeed there? So fantastic stuff indeed there for German. And also Mumford as well, making his 40th Grand Prix start as well. So if you had both the starts from the Ferrari Gold drivers, then you do get the tally of Serious Mushroom, albeit he's on 101 starts now, as Serious Mushroom is in his ALR career. But yeah, it's Mumford on his 40th Grand Prix start as well tonight, so hats off to him indeed for Mumford then, with his best result of 5th as well, and 16 DNS, but he has had a driver of the day, and I think so far Mumford gets this commentator's driver of the season so far, just for sticking at it, and because it has been a very tough season so far for the Ferrari drivers, but hats off to just keeping at it, because it is a tough challenge indeed, isn't it, there to really to race with these drivers, and he's done an absolutely superb job, perhaps, so hats off to him indeed. Good evening to you, Chaz, then. Make it epic, please, Chaz is asking the drivers. We'll try our best, sir, as Boxtel goes into turn 1 and 2 then. Boxtel and Percy have basically dominated the pole position so far this season. It is only them two that have been on pole position, if I'm not wrong then. 5 pole positions for Boxtel, 4 pole positions for Percy so far. They have just absolutely dominated the qualifying of ALR Gold so far, haven't they? It's been really impressive stuff indeed then. Serious Russia, evening, Kaz, hello. We've also got gonna try and take me out, gonna try to take hours to figure out who's post like that, laugh out loud. Hello, Sean, then, holy Sean may need oxygen already. I do, to be honest. Gosh, yeah, but don't worry about that then. Luckily, I'm gonna see if I can, I'm good at breathing now. I've been doing it for 30 odd years. We've got a good job. He gave up the 100% comms set. We've also got 18 on the grid. I better get warmed up just in case. Laugh out loud. We were expecting 20 drivers. I don't know who's not turned up yet, but we might get. I think that is Troy in here. Yeah? With Troy, I'm sure that Troy races in a different league, doesn't he? And it has actually overran the last couple of weeks now, so he is under a lot of pressure now when he gets into qualifying. Unfortunately, I can't remember the other person that's not turned up either. We got some David Tots on the grid then. Cameron Barber, who'll be driving the Red Bull team. I think he's in place of KD, who's not driving tonight. We've also got Immortal making his 8th Grand Prix start in ALR Gold as well. So this is Immortal's second starting this season. He is indeed. Remember, he's dominated the 100% record, the 100% league, hasn't he? Of course, he won again here on Wednesday night, didn't he? Immortal did, and it's a shame that Immortal can't drive in Gold full time, really, as he's concerned about his wobbly internet connection. But personally, I'd love to see Immortal on the grid then. Oh, Gamer also, I think Gamer was late then because he was watching a football match then, so hopefully his team won then. Well, we hope so anyway. Boxstar then going around again then. So this is as Sam Green has gone second fastest, 6/10 or second away from Boxtal at the moment. Just taking a look, German's gone second fastest now. Just taking a look to see who else is new on the grid then. I think Vester is also making his gold debut, as well. It's like good stuff indeed. Marky, as we mentioned in the championship, he's fallen right down to 14th or 15th in the championship now, hasn't he? So he needs a good pair of heels, don't he, in that McLaren, and McLaren needs him to score points as well if they want to get their 3rd consecutive Constructors Championship in a row. German, who is not off the circuit, I think it's Mumford who's crawling, unfortunately, down the Wellington Straight. The A, he's well off the circuit there. Mumford is, unfortunately. He has been eliminated He's been eliminated 9 times in that 9 qualifying 1 attempts there. Kirsch also eliminated as well, because I think he's carrying over a... is he carrying over a qualifying ban? If Farf could enlighten me, that'd be great. Mainly because I haven't read the parish notices, which is shocking, isn't it, really? Maybe I should do that, perhaps. So a bit of shocking stuff for me. Vester is actually quicker than his teammate at the moment, Sweet, which is pretty impressive stuff indeed there. Now we've got Lucas Percy going fast as well. The Mercedes driver misses tonight is Chaza. Chaza would have made his 50th Grand Prix start tonight, so he has to wait for that 50th celebration in Austria in a week's time. Talking of Austria in a week's time, it'll be our 2nd ever sprint race event in Austria. Of course, the sprint races do not count as oh goodness me, that's a snap of oversteer there from Percy, and my goodness me, I think his heart rate would have gone up ever so slightly for Percy there, because that could have been the end of his qualifying session there and then. Kimi Räikkönen had a horrifying crash there in 2014. Actually, it was about halfway down the straight, wasn't it, for Kimi Räikkönen. They had to stop the race, didn't they, or postpone the race for about, was it an hour or two, because as they fixed that barrier because of the almighty shunt that went on there. Immortal once again showing his prowess, and I'd love to see, as I've mentioned already, I'd love to see Immortal in the full time in qualifying. Full time in the gold grid then, because he's definitely got some pace, hasn't he, in the Williams car. Glock has gone for fastest. Glock was very aggrieved last week, wasn't he? He was absolutely furious with what happened in Canada, especially as he is starting to become on a really rich run of form. A lot of drivers who struggled at the back end of 2022 have had a really good start to 23. I must say, one of them is this man here, Vesely, and like Glock, Vesely should have got on the got some major points as well last week as well. Sonat, who's had a great start to his championship, his career in ALR, a magnificent start. They're all squirming, aren't they? Goodness me. Coming down the Wednesday straight. Then Barber, unfortunately, is invalidated this time once again. Barber's got a default helmet, shockingly enough, and also a default number. So disappointed from that. However, though, I am a shallow Steve, but let's see how he does on track. Then Gamers also just coming on that lap as well. Alhan, Knowlesy, and Mumford have yet to set time so far. Hopefully we get Troy in the session as well in the not too distant future. We've also got just watching 100% have Austria and Wednesday too. They do indeed, don't they? Of course, so it's 100%. It's kind of well, no, I think that's very disrespectful. I was going to say Austria is kind of a nice testing platform, but it's really not, because it's a bona fide championship in of its own right, isn't it? There, so that's shocking stuff by me, and I'm probably going to. I think that I'm probably going to be shot down by the admins for saying that, so I apologise profusely. But it does give, and to be fair, 100% is a very different discipline to league racing, isn't it? Is that Sonat goes across the line in 10th position now, because of course 100% then you'll have different strategies. You've got to think it's different strategies, different targets, it's different discipline entirely. Knowlesy going 13th fastest there. Knowlesy, one of the most experienced drivers on the grid. Has he got the wheel on the right hand side there? It looked like he lost a bit of an end play there, didn't he? Percy fastest there with Boxtel second. If you've been watching the 100% league for most of the season, you'll know that them two basically have preoccupied the front 2 spaces on the grid for more often than not in the season, and someone has just gone an absolutely doozy of a lap there. I think that was it's one of the Haas cars. They have jumped up to 5th and 6th now. I mentioned that the Haas and Mr. Rage up into 4th, but Mr. Rage could have and should have been higher up the grid then, but unfortunately in Q3 he's had a couple of issues, hasn't he, in Q3, which hopefully he can get right then. And just watching Alhan coming down the back straight then into Stowe corner. As I mentioned, then, of course, someone's Immortal's going on to the soft tyres. I don't think that's going to be ready just yet, but there's not a dry line up here, is there? Albeit it looks a lot drier on the racing line, doesn't it? Especially into Club Corner in here. I love the Alfa Romeo livery. It's absolutely, I think it's the best livery of the old grid. Maybe I'm wrong on that one, but I think it is anyway. That's my humble opinion. Alhan going 7th fastest there in the Alfa Romeo. Good stuff indeed then. So as we now got Troy, who's also in, so we've got 4 hosted drivers, and good stuff indeed. Vess has done a very good job to start this one off, hasn't he? He's a 10th second in front of Sweet at the moment now, which is pretty impressive indeed then. Sweet there is quite new to Sonat's gone full fast. Sweet is quite new to Gold. Then, of course, as him and Sonat are making their second starts here tonight. However, of course, Sweet has driven a lot of other disciplines, hasn't he, in league racing. And Vesley has just blown me a top off. A fantastic time of a 37.9. Is that Vesley development or is that track development? It looks like it's not raining in that shot there. I'm wondering if the rain has stopped. Well, it looks like it's actually still dripping ever so slightly. But I'm wondering if the rain is starting to ease up. And that's a Red Bull right off the circuit there. And that is Cameron Barber making his ALR debut here tonight and having a couple of issues. And I think the rain has stopped, you know. I don't think that... so this is going to get very interesting indeed then. I've just kicked the boss call. Well, it's better than kicking the bucket, I suppose. Cameron Barber, who has set a time so far. Nosey is the slowest at the time runner so far. But I think it's stopped raining, you know. I wonder if Cameron Barber might come into the pits and throw on a set of soft tyres. That might be what Immortal was thinking of, but the moment Immortals does stay on the intermediate tyres. Yeah, with the qualifying session now, we've had a lot of laps here in qualifying one, more than usual, mainly because of of course, you just fill the cart with fuel in the wet because it's more about driver evolution than track evolution, isn't there? You get more and more confident, don't you? The more you go around. Then, of course, the intermediate tires disperse. It used to be, didn't it 60 litres of water per second or something like that? Or was that 40? I can't remember now. As you can tell, I haven't listened to Crofty in well over a couple of months, as he is hibernating along with the other Sky Sports pundits. But not too long to go until the start of the season, isn't there? Of course, said on Tuesday we're getting a Haas livery. There is a box start going a superb half a second quicker than Vedsey. Then I think the track's drying up personally. Drivers are going to get quicker and quicker. But I think that we had a very weird race, didn't we, a couple of years ago in Silver? Remember, it stopped raining halfway through that race, and the track didn't dry out until the very last stages of that Grand Prix. So very unusual indeed. Then that race was that always sticks out in my mind because I also had I remember back then as well as we had to cut the stream into two, didn't we? Because I was borrowing my sister's internet back then. Now I've grown up and I'm now able to stand on my own two hooves. Immortal's gone 0.3 of a second quicker coming out of Wellington. 100% stream should have some ALR info commercial, Kaz has said then. To be honest, I think that's a very good idea. I must admit I don't know enough about all that kind of jazz, but luckily I know three men who do. That's of course the ALR admins, and of course the ALR admins. A quick shout out as well to them, mainly because I think we had a very nice. I can't remember who it was now. I'm absolutely disgusted with myself. So someone praised, one of the drivers had praised the ALR admins last week, I think, at one of the end of the race. I can't remember who it was now, so I must apologise profusely. But yeah, they do a cracking job, don't they? Knowlesley for silver, Far for gold, and Smithy Almighty for bronze. So good stuff indeed. And they probably know more about the commercial stuff as well. Just watching Immortal going into Club Corner. To be honest, I'm not going to make no bones about it. I must say, I do struggle on this circuit, and as Immortal going second fast, it's just underlining his potential, and that just also makes me salivate in my mouth, doesn't it, really? Immortal should be a full-time driver in gold, in my humble opinion, as Liam has retired from the session there. I think that's going to be a big mistake from Liam, you know. On board Troy, we've got Liam has left the session. And what has happened to Liam then? So is there technical gremlins and as Knowlesy is struggling to get that car in the right direction? Liam may be in a bit of bother here, because I was going to say that the track is going to get quicker and quicker at this stage. 3.5 minutes to go. The rain has stopped, I think, out there. I would poke my head out the commentary box door, but mainly if I do that, I'll probably get run over because my flat's on the roadside. But also, I am not in Northamptonshire. I am in the Forest Deanshire. Out of the final turn, it comes Troy across the line there straight away passes there by half a second. That is why he is so So incredible. Liam has pulled out of the session. He is too ill to continue, is what I just read there, as he has apologised. As looks like Liam has had to pull out the race there, and goodness me, that is such a shame there, because Liam and his teammate were looking quite good then, but Liam has had to pull out as he is not feeling well then. So we've only got 19 drivers on the grid then for the British Grand Prix, unfortunately, there for Liam, and that is very disappointing indeed for Liam. Oh, that is such a shame, and I hope you get better soon at Liam. Then, of course, hopefully we'll see him in the 100% League on to Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday, isn't it? 36-6 now for Troy. He is 3/10 of second. No, not for Troy. Sorry, for Immortal. He's 3/10 of second up then. Track is drying out very quickly indeed then. Mumford, who has done a 40.3, 10 per second away from Cameron Barber, who is going to go for another bite of the chair as well. But just going to watch Sweet at the moment. 120 seconds left in this session. Very good stuff indeed there. Whoopsie daisy, I just broke me phone. That's not good. Yeah, it looks, Liam, then of course it's impossible to drive with Liam drives with a VR headset. If some of your audience members are not aware, so if you're ill, goodness me, I'm not sure what kind of illness Liam's got. And hopefully it's not too serious. Troy's gone fastest then. Sweet, we're just watching the couple of bottom drivers now, like Sweet. But I think that if you've got VR headset on, goodness gracious me, the second Mercedes, both Mercedes, Vesta and Sweet, has just jumped up to 7th and 5th position. Magnificent stuff indeed. What about Mumford? He has found a second in the middle split time. Yeah, he's driving with a VR headset, so he's going to really struggle if he's not very well, isn't he? So that is unfortunate indeed. Nolte has found 8/10 of second, but he's also found the edge of the grass there. The three-time Grand Prix winner in ALR Gold there. Of course, he won all those 3 Grand Prix. Was it season 4 or 5? Percy has done a 35.557 there. Goodness gracious me. I reckon there's going to be a few tears now in this one, because I think as it knows there, you can see his cars resemble a bit of a rallycross car there, hasn't he? And he's got a bit of dirt then on the BWT sponsorship, which I don't think they're going to be too impressive. But Mortal's retired from the session. I'm a bit nervous about that for Mortal, because this track is going to get quicker and quicker. Knowles, gone 8 fast there. He's now the meat and the Mercedes sandwich there for Knowlesy, and I think I should have gone for a toilet break before starting this one, but never mind then, as goodness me, toilet rally there. Barber has very much been trimming the grass there, hasn't he, as he has gone off at the circuit. Sam Green is invalidated this time. Both Red Bulls are going to be, I lost the whole of the front wing now, Barber has there, and unfortunately that is too much of a close shave. I think he's out of qualifying, unfortunately. Mumford there, who is now just coming into Cops, Maggots and Beckett's now. Coming down the hanger straight then. Checker flag has fallen. Troy is fast as said. Vester has missed the checker flag, and he is then 9th position there. Alhan is going to be one person I'm concerned by. Liam not in the session, unfortunately. Liam has had to pull out due to illness. Kush also out qualifying as well. And I think Barber will be as well, unfortunately. So what about Mumford? Can he get out qualifying for the first time this season then for the Ferrari? This is looking good for Mumford, isn't it? As I said, this is 40th Grand Prix start tonight in the Ferrari. Across the line, he goes 6 passes. I think that's going to be good enough for Mumford. That's a stonking time for the Ferrari driver. Magnificent stuff indeed. Percy's gone faster still. Goodness gracious me. Alhan missed the timing beam. Gurman is in a bit of peril as well out there. Goodness gracious me. Then just watching Gurman coming down the hanger straight now. We've got one of the hash drivers of Mr. Rage. He is in 13th position because there's some yellow flags on the back straight there. What's going on? And it's one of the Nosies improved. And he's gone into the back of I think it was Vesey here. Goodness me, there's a lot of action in the final stage of this one. What about Gurman? Gurman across the line. Gurman is through as well. Alhan is still through just by the skin of the nose cone. Gamer's out on circuit as well. So is Green. Here comes Green as well. So unfortunately, Barber out of qualifying. Kush out of qualifying. DRS has been enabled then. So we're going to have a dry qualifying too then, I feel. Across the line comes Green. That's a great time. He's through into 5th position. What about Gamer then? Alhan out of qualifying. Rage is out of qualifying as well. That's a shocker for the Haas team. Both Haases are out then. I think that circumstances may have been against them there. Mumford is through into qualifying too. Congratulations to the Ferrari driver. but Kirsch, Barber, Liam, Auhan, and Mr. Rage all out of qualifying. Glock just made it through by the skin of his nose comb there. My goodness me, that we thought there was going to be some tears. There is definitely going to be tears in the Haas pits road then. Oh goodness gracious me! Glock says he got blocked on his lap there as he got a bit too. This is quite one of the longer tracks, isn't it, on the calendar? But they still seem to be tripping over each other. Oh my goodness gracious me! That was an action-packed end to qualifying one here, and my word, that was very close indeed. There was also Vesey returning back onto the circuit as well, and luckily Knowlesy was able to brake in time. Otherwise, he could have been out of qualifying just because you cannot repair damaged cars if they have any major damages, do they? You could replace the front wing and all that kind of stuff, but of course you have to make it back to the pits under your own steam. And the way that Knowlesy was going, he could have easily ripped off a front tyre. Kirsch out of qualifying, didn't make a time, and then Barber made a mistake on his final lap. Then otherwise he could have been through as well. Liam Yates had to pull out the event, unfortunately. Alhan in 70th position, Mr. Rage in 60th position there. Glock got blocked, but he just made it through by the skin of his nose cone. Looking on to get a 5-second penalty there. Serious Mushroom was saying that. That's a very good point, actually. I completely forgot about the 5-second penalty there. Yeah, that's exactly right indeed there, because Wesley or Knowlesy could have got a penalty there, depending on how the game felt about dishing out the penalties. Charles Palmer, who I think is a new viewer to the stream. Welcome to the stream, my good sir. Come on, Troy! Yes, indeed. Troy, who came into the stream quite late. Sorry, into the session quite late, I should say. And but he has made it through into qualifying 2, which is absolutely fantastic stuff, isn't it? Well, the rain has abated for the time being, and it looks like we've got a bit of Northampton sunshine out there, haven't we? Which is beautiful to see. And I wonder if the track conditions are probably going quite cold, and I feel that the track will also be quite green as well. I don't mean green as in Sam Green, then, albeit he may be out on circuit in the not too distant future. And talking of which, he will be on the circuit in the not too distant future, as he is now coming out of the garage now in the Red Bull. There he goes, and he's on the soft tire. Then the intermediate tires is not going to be needed, hopefully, now for this session anyway, by the looks of things. Then, as the rain has abated, for a grid penalty, I meant Serious Rush was saying, yeah, I do think that was very lucky, wasn't it? Yeah, I do agree with that. Then I must have completely forgot about the 5 please grid penalty. Yes, indeed, then very lucky indeed. Then also coming out on circuit. So Simon Green is out on circuit. For some reason, we are watching a Mortal. Let's see, there he is, and there is Simon Green, and he's got a Williams in front of us. Sonat, of course, who is only making his second Grand Prix start here tonight as well, and so good stuff. In car 48, I've got an itchy ear for some reason. We've even got a bit of heat haze on the circuit. Goodness me, we've gone from a very rainy day to an absolutely squelching hot day here in Silverstone. But of course, it is the time of year. Of course, the game, albeit at the moment, if you go to Silverstone, you'll probably find a bit of it's probably not raining, but very cold on the circuit. But of course, the game is based around July time, isn't it? So we've got some actors going through Cops Corner. Good evening to you, German. There, of course, German is 60th Grand Prix start tonight. We did go through German's stats as well. He's a 13-time Grand Prix winner now, his first Grand Prix win in well over a season, so it's great to see that. And that was German's first Grand Prix win since his championship winning season. So his first win as champion there for German. So good stuff indeed last time out in Canada, which is good to see. Of course, in qualifying trim, there's only been 2 men as it's really been headlining the qualifying so far this season in 9 rounds, and that is Boxtel with 5 pole positions and Percy with 4. However, it'd be very interesting to do more driving, less typing. German is Sir Smashman is crack the whip in the comments as he is our I think that Sir Smashman is certainly going to be certainly our comment adjudicator. Is that the right word? I'm not sure. Sam's Green is backed right off the back of yellow flag, and that is one of the fries. Congratulations to Mumford, who's made it through into qualifying 2 for the first time this season now. Brilliant stuff indeed there for Mumford. I am seeing the praise of Mumford because I think he's doing an outstanding job this season. I think he's done a fantastic job, really. Mumford has hats off there. I'm very much some measuring stick, really, but maybe I've given the commentator's curse I have because he's lost the whole nose there. So maybe I should stop focusing on Mumford for the minute because he's going to probably be waving his fist in my direction. Sonak coming through Cop's corner. Oh, I love that corner. I don't think it's fully flat out in these cars, or is it? Oh, it just shows how much I play the game these days. It's a goodness gracious me. I don't know much about Formula 1 in general, is there really? All I know is that I love fast cars. Watching Sonak going down the hangar straight. Then he's gone purple in sector 2, coming down to Stowe corner. Of course, you've got to let the car drift to the right hand side as we watch on. Then car 48, then flick it into Stowe corner. Then let the car run wide. Then not too wide because you get a track invalidation. Then into Club corner, much more tighter than what it used to be. Way back in the days before the track was modified, back in 2011. Across the line there, and Sonak goes at fastest in qualifying 2. This qualifying 2 session, remember, is to lose the 5 slowest cars, and Green goes faster by 0.3 of a second. Aston Martin of Percy starting his lap as well as he flicks it through turn 1. Then Immortal then in the second Williams car, and Immortal goes fast. And Immortal's credentials in these 2022 machines cannot be understated. There, this is a golden opportunity tonight then for. This is a golden opportunity tonight for the Williams team to really get some decent points on the boards. They've had an up and down season, haven't they, so far? Just watching Markey, another driver's had another down. He started off so well this season, but it's gone really peak tongue, hasn't it, for Markey? I think that Markey hasn't scored since, he scored last time out in Canada, but but before that, he had 3 DNFs in a row, didn't he? And then, of course, the last race he scored before that was back in Imola. Imola, which is not called Imola, is it? Or not called the San Marino Grand Prix anymore. But of course, I live in the past, so yeah, maybe I should get with the times. Slight lift unless you're a hacker, sir, as much for saying thank you very much. Now, it's a good Vessier has had a talking of which, I think Vessier was trying to do full throttle through that, but unfortunately couldn't. Then so he unfortunately got a track invalidation there, didn't he? Gurman there, who's now on circuit. Knowles is right behind him as well, trying to pinch a sneaky slipstream, perhaps potentially. Here comes Percy, championship leader so far. Now remember, at the end of season 6 and on Gurman's championship winning season, I did state that Percy was going to be the favourite to win season 7 just because of how incredible he was that season. Unfortunately, we never got to see that as he had a bit of a spat, didn't he, with his teammate, and all kinds of political stuff was going on back in those days. But of course, it's what's more impressive in these heavily modified cars from back then. Of course, we've had completely different cars compared to 2021 to 2022, and Vesley has gone through Copse Corner beautifully. Of course, it just shows how incredible Percy is at these cars. Then just watching Vesley. Same with Boxstyle. Because Boxstyle did a lot of Boxstyle was super subbing most last season in the Sunday League racing, wasn't he? But he was still very good in those 2021 cars. So yeah, hats off to those 2 drivers, and you can tell that those 2 drivers really know how to handle a Formula 1 machine. Or monster sometime, a monster potentially. Here's the AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri have had a great success so far this season. They really have indeed. They have dominated every Constructors' Championship almost. They are so far in front of the joint constructors. They could all of the drivers from all 4 divisions could probably put their feet up for a while, and they wouldn't get caught. I think they could probably put their feet up for up until probably the Hungarian Grand Prix in 3 races time, and they may still be out in front there. That is how impressive their domination has been in the joint constructors this season. Absolutely mega stuff indeed. We got yellow flag down at Stowe as one of the Aston Martins just letting their teammate through. Great debut for Sweet, and he got some points on the board in his first race for the Mercedes team. Let's see then if he can carry that on then. A very measured drive from Sweet in Canada. Very impressive stuff indeed. Then it's going through Copse, Maggots and Beckett's. Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel may be a bit of a better, maybe the more the correct corner names. And lovely over the shot. I love this over the shoulder shot. I wish that it could be a part of the camera options, because I'll probably use that over the shoulder shot a bit more than a T-cam potentially. We do talking of which then, a bit of camera news for you for 2023. All the drivers are going to have the helmet cam for 23 then, which was one of the big talking points, wasn't it, last season, the onboard helmet cam, just because of how spectacular that. One of my favourite cameras and one of my favourite shots was on board with Fernando Alonso in Spa. I think it's practice 2, was it, of Spa. It was absolutely beautiful, wasn't it, to see him go up a Rouge. It was incredible to see how how high up they were faced, how much the driver's helmet was facing up then. Don't forget to watch on 2 devices and like on both, Spencer said. Yes, indeed, that every single view and like that gives me an extra piece of, gives me an extra chocolate button, then of course, which would probably not help me waistline, but that's not to worry, because ever since I've reached 30, that's something I'm not too bothered by anymore, because it keeps me warm, because it keeps me warm in the winter as well, and that means I can hibernate more. Watching Gamer coming out of club, then look at that Mercedes. Nope, that Aston Martin sparking away, 7 fast there. Whisker behind German, who is at 6 at the moment there. Gamer, another drive. There's a lot of, as Mumford 9 fast, good time there for Mumford. I've been saying this a lot for a lot of drivers in this when just running through the championship, but I feel a lot of drivers have had a lot of bad luck, haven't they, this season? And I do feel that a lot of drivers have started to get a swing of things in 2023. And I think that I think Monaco and onwards has been the start of their season potentially. Boxtel, who's been in the swing of things right from the get-go, hasn't he? But you have Immortal, who's a new pretender to the crown here tonight. And I think Immortal, even if I think Immortal could be a major sticking point for the championship protagonists of Troy, Percy, and Boxtel. Those are the top 3 in the championship at the moment. There is a bit of a gap from 3rd down to 4th, which is Rooter at 55 points there, and Rooter is not racing here tonight as well, so that gap could get even bigger. German, if he gets a 2nd and fastest lap tonight, he will be up into 4th in the championship. German has said that he's not looking at the championship becoming a double world champion this season, but this is maybe a building block for next season then. And it's great to get back into the winning circle for German, but he has all but ruled out his championship chances for this season. So Green there also cutting the corner at Cops. I'm not sure if he did it a bit earlier on or not, but yeah, he's unfortunately he's a naughty. He's a very naughty Green there, isn't he? Block there coming into Cops' corner. Cars, did I miss the prediction? Said no, Cars go. Yes, indeed, then. Yes, I want your predictions. Then I'm not predicting anyone because I was, even in this qualifying session, I was big. I thought that DRS was open in the Glock. Then I was going to say that's not legal unless we're back in 2011 and 12, where I think they was allowed the DRS open, weren't they? Every part of their qualifying lap, they was allowed DRS open wherever they wanted, which I thought was quite a cool concept personally. Glock going third fast as well, just underlining his pace in this recently. As Cars has said, done then. I'd like to see what your predictions are, Kaz. That'd be very good. That'd be very cool indeed then to throw them in the comments then. I'm not doing any predictions because I'm always wrong, and I also give the commentators curse as well. So yes, I'm going to leave that back then. Troy there just leaning back into pits and 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session. And here tonight, this is round 10 of the World Championship in gold. Of course, it's the longest season ever in ALR history. Now, I always repeat myself, don't I? But of course, it is actually very, this is very crucial indeed. There are 24 races this season. We're not going to be at the halfway stage until the end of the French Grand Prix. So that is going to be when we're halfway through this World Championship, which is absolutely staggering indeed, isn't it? On board German, who's just about to get himself going for a lap around here. So the Ferrari side pod looks a bit dirty as well. It's great to see both Ferraris in qualifying too here. Out of the final turn then, and away German goes on. Let's go on board the world champion from season 6, shall we? Unfortunately, the champion from season 7, Danger Times, they're no longer a part of the grid for the foreseeable future, as he has called it a day. So he is defend his championship defense. Unfortunately, didn't last too long, did it? I think his last race Danger Times participated in was Miami, Spain, sometime potentially. I can't remember, but unfortunately, it only lasted 3 rounds this season, which is very disappointing indeed. Then, because I would like to send Danger Times right in the mix of things with Boxtel, Troy, and Percy. And in Bahrain, he did look quite up to pace, didn't he? In Bahrain, but he did get involved in some shenanigans there. Ironically, with Milan there, which we all know the history between those two drivers, but which was very unfortunate to say the least, wasn't it? Back on board with German, he's currently down in 10th position. He needs this lap, German does. Because at the moment he is on the fringes of being knocked out of qualifying 2. It's only the top 10 that get through into qualifying 3 for the top 10 shootout here. So German needs this lap then, otherwise he's out of qualifying. He does have time for one more run then, and a cooler off lap, or a lap to recharge the battery. but he would like this one to be done and dusted then, doesn't he, really? 28-2 so far. The top three have retired from the session. They're quite comfortable with that. Immortal's out again now. Immortal is on a 27-6, but German's done to a 27-5. That should be safely through. So German's job is done now. Vesey is now in the danger zone, and being knocked out. Every time I say danger zone, I always start to sing that song from that Tom Cruise film. What is it? Oh, Top Gun, yeah, that's it, Top Gun. I haven't watched Top Gun Maverick, but apparently it's a really good watch there, isn't it? We've got maybe a little wager mushroom on prediction. 1 point very correct one if you get P1, 2 points then. Serious Mushroom is like that, and the competition in the comments, and I absolutely love it. And we just seen a spark in, I think that was a spark in McLaren, wasn't it? And only looked up very quickly, so it might be then. Goodness me, Cat's doing a lot of taunting in the comments. I absolutely love that. And he's asked Serious Mushroom if he's a man or a mouse, or is he a mushroom? Just watching Immortal through Stowe Corner. Remember in 1999, a horrific incident between, and look at that McLaren right in front of us. Who is that? That is Markey. As he impeded Immortal ever so slightly there, may have done, but Immortal across the line, he is fastest there. 200 a second in front there. Immortal, who's been dominating in the 100% league, is now come to gold there and really start to put the cat amongst the pigeons here tonight. Sonat has not come out of the pits, and that is going to be costly, I feel, to maybe not getting himself through into qualifying 2 here. And German in the pits, retired from the session. He is very happy with that. Green across the line, and Green also starting us up as well, as is the Mercedes driver. Mumford, I think, was one of the first drivers to start us up then. Is the checkered flag is coming out, I think, ever very quickly, actually. I can't see because there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. Well, the checker flag has fallen now. Sonat maybe out qualifying. Here comes Mumford. Has he got enough? He has got enough to get through at the moment, but by a whisker of a Ferrari nose cone here. I think he's going to be very close to being knocked out, Mumford is. But what a incredible qualifying performance there from the Ferrari driver, making his 40th Grand Prix start tonight. Absolutely legendary stuff there. But here comes Gamer, and he's having to 9th, and he's displaced Mumford down to 10th at the moment. So Mumford is very much in the danger zone here at this moment. What about Vesey then? Vesey's invalidating, and that's a big blow for the AlphaTauri driver. I was thinking that he'll be in his current run of form. I thought he was going to be through into quad, and he would have been through, but he made a mistake, unfortunately. Here's Sweet then in his second start, and he goes 8th fastest. Mumford out of qualifying, unfortunately. Knowlesy finishes 14th as well. We've got one of the McLarens coming through, Markey, who has underlined his performance here tonight. Great stuff indeed then. Last 2 then, Sam Green on 2/10 second up then. Here comes Vester as well, also quick. He hasn't done a lap yet, has he? Just on board now with Green, and can Green get himself through? Mumford 11th on the grid then, and absolutely all-inspiring. Percy goes fastest then to underline this. He doesn't want Immortal to take all the blood. So Green is through to qualifying 3 here. Good stuff indeed then. And Gamer's been knocked out as well, and I didn't see, and I think the Vesta starts 15th. He does start 15th, and Mumford down to 12th position there. Wow, what an incredible end to qualify, and that was, goodness gracious me, I don't actually know who went through in the end. Gamer knocked out by... Gamer got knocked out right at the end there, but Percy fastest by 500 a second from Immortal second, and 700 a second quicker than Boxtel in third position, with Troy just in fourth position. Glock once again has shown that he is now coming back to full strength, isn't he? Very good stuff indeed then. We have got Vester, who is 15th position. 14th is Knowlesy. Vesey in 13th. He invalidated his time, so he is very much in the carbon fiber zone. Mumford, brilliant performance in qualifying in 12th position. Gamer just outside the top 10 by a whisker there, and Sonat there, the coolest cat in all of Britain, in 10th position there. I thought he was going to be knocked out there. How wrong was I? Qualifying 3 is up next here in Silverstone. Excuse me, I had to whip my whistle there. As Serious Mushroom already has his ALR hoodie, which is good stuff indeed. Then, of course, and here's a quick pun: if you want any ALR merchandise, go on to ALR Shop and buy your hoodie while stocks are in stock, or whatever they say. That was a very poor plug, wasn't it? Really, to be honest, I just had a had a quick drink of this. I'm not really a fan of this squash. I don't really know what it is, to be honest. Hang on. Oh, there's apple and blackcurrant. Okay. Well, I'm going to be honest. I did taste like apple and blackcurrant. Maybe it's not strong enough. I do like my squash strong, almost as strong as who's the strongest man in the world? I don't know. I was the strongest man. It's such a long time, to be honest. There used to be a Christmas tradition, really. Because I'm sure it used to be on over the holidays. Was it on Channel 4 or something like that? Maybe a lot of you viewers probably don't even know what I'm on about there. But yes, I used to watch it quite a lot there over the Christmas period. I'm sure it was where they used to be in like a very hot country, didn't they? But I know strongest man used to be quite it used to be an annual tradition in our household. Right, so qualifying 3 now is this is not about being the strongest man today, it's about being the fastest man in 1 lap around Silverstone then, as Percy out on circuit, the championship leader, but Boxtel after quite a difficult start to the season then, of course he did win in Australia, but then in Imola he only got 17 points, which includes the sprint of course, and Miami he was only 4th, but then Spain onwards he has finished second, first, third, and second. And so sorry, that is Boxtel. I apologise. I thought I was reading the wrong. The wrong title, which would have been nothing over there. I wish I took off the hoodie now as well. It's getting a bit hot in here as well. Goodness me. That's probably because I always get a very hot and sweaty man when these drivers are in front of me, because they are absolutely stallions and they're beasts on the track here. Let's see what Percy can do, and let's go on board with the championship leader and enjoy this adventure around Silverstone, one of the top 3 circuits on all the Formula 1 calendar. I would hazard, in my opinion, it's probably the 3rd best circuit to certainly to drive. I'm not sure. I must admit, I don't do very well around here at all, to be honest. But to drive on, it's an absolute pleasure, especially in time trial. I love it when the car is perfect. It's absolutely a dream to drive, isn't it, Silverstone is. But I would prefer the older Silverstone circuit before that new section of the loop in farm, personally. But never mind, it's still a cracking circuit nonetheless, isn't it? I think it's only second to Spa as well, because Spa is the best circuit in the world, in my opinion. We shall go into Spa in a couple of races' time. I haven't really talked about this at all, because I've been harping on about how great the circuit is, not actually going through the track numbers out, and as Seriousman said, a slight lift there, but that was perfect there from Percy, wasn't it? And I think Cops is more enjoyable, isn't it, on these 2022 cars there, because you have to really play at the throttle, don't you? And look at Percy there, look at the precision there for the championship leader. He went on the glass a bit there, but I think that is that's all fine and dandy. And now coming down the Hanger straight and diagonally in the straight, and so you can now catapult it, fling it into Stowe Corner, let it run right then, of course, over the curb. That is all fine and dandy. Now into Club then. A very awkward corner this is there. It's very much an error generator, isn't it? You don't get much pleasure out of those corners, I assure you. Cross the line, Percy fast on a 27.866 then to start us on our way. But here is Boxtel, Percy and Boxtel, the only 2 drivers that have been on pole position so far this season. Now, is that tradition going to carry on with Immortal? Very much a big threat in that 100% record for both these drivers. And Boxtel goes fastest by 8/10 of a second there. And that's a cracking time from Boxtel. A very impressive time indeed for Boxtel. I think there's more in the piggy bank for Percy, though. I am sure of it. Green going into 3rd fastest when the Mercedes coming around the final turn, then a sweet to start his lap. And what about the Ferrari of German? Is he in the action? He is in the action, isn't he? The season 6 champ. Wow, that's incredible stuff indeed there. What about Mortal? Mortal's been in the action as well. Look at that, 300 of a second away at the moment. Magnificent stuff indeed. Markey just starting his lap in the 2nd McLaren then. And he would like to get himself back into the thick of things, into the points where he slipped well down the order in the championship. So that's still in the pits as well. Wonder if he's run out of tyres. Troy going into 3rd fast as well. 10 for a second back. Troy 8 wants to be a part of the party as well. My word, then look at those names there. Glock is also involved as well. German's down to 5th then. It is Boxtel pole position then for potentially the 6th time this season. But Immortal in his 2nd start in ALR Gold this season is alongside him on row 1. Glock in, Troy in 3rd position. Glock has made his way up into 4th position. Well, magnificent stuff indeed. Markey just coming out of Woodcote there, I think it was. Sweeter on board with now. German in 5th position. Percy down in 6th. I think that there's more to come for the Aston Martin driver. South Green in 7th position. Then Sonat is not set time yet. He's on an outlap. Sweet's about to complete his lap, and we've also got Marky also just coming down the hanger straight as well. And now into club corner he comes, and you see rise over the brow of the hill then. And here comes Sweet then, who's been so incredible since stepping into the Mercedes car. He has been very fantastic indeed, hasn't he? I think him and Chaz are going to catapult the Mercedes up the constructors. No end then for the remainder of the season. I say the remainder, we've still got over half distance going on. We've got about 14 races to go. Marky has abandoned his time and come into the pit lane. So as it stands then, Green in a 28.2 at the moment. Sweet 27.9, 27.8 for Percy, a 27.4 for German, 27.3 for Glock, 27.1 for Troy, a 27.0, but we have to go to the 100 for a second, a 27.06 for Immortal, a 27.03 for Boxtown. It is closer than the time you can take to blink your eye for pole position in the British Grand Prix at the moment. 5 minutes to go here. Sonat is slightly out of kilter with the rest of the field, and now we're on board then with the Turkish driver who's making his second start in his ALR career, but his first start as a full-time driver, because he impressed so much, didn't he, last week? He was magnificent, and I think that after we seen how his incredible drive to fourth position, I think Farf is very much then he is definitely first in line then to get a full-time seat in gold. That just shows how incredible he was then, wasn't he? He jumped right to from the queue then, and he is also a very, very keen driver as well, which is great to see. I love it. And just now coming as accelerating out there, and coming out of the out of Woodcote there, and now going over the old grid Hatchins then. Of course, that used to be where we started the British Grand Prix. Of course, Cops Corner used to be the first corner. Yarda Trilling Kufar had quite a high speed incident in 2001, which I was devastated personally about, because Kufar was trying to mount a championship challenge, but that championship challenge all but ended by Silverstone, to be fair, because only a couple of races later Schumacher won his fourth World Championship. Sonat they're taking a very tight line there coming out of Chapel, which I don't think that's the quickest way through that section of corners. And 4 minutes to go in this session. He's going to batten this time and come to the pits, though. He's staying out there, and so is he going to have time to come back in, come out of the pits for one more final try there? It looks like he's flat spotted one of those tires there, doesn't he? You can see that there's a bit not as much shine now on the front tires across the line, and Sonat goes 6 fastest. Good job he didn't invalidate his time there. Just shows how much I know, but great stuff indeed there. He's having his 6. He's on the third row of the grid. Sonat is there, and very much in it to really cause a stir then. Only drive round track him up with 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Boxtel is still on pole position then for the 6th time this season there. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Immortal alongside Immortal. I think in the 100% league, I think Immortal's got, how many pole positions has Immortal got in the 100% league? As I asked myself, he's got 3 pole positions, Immortal has, but he has 5 Grand Prix wins, doesn't he? I must admit, I thought Immortal had more than that, to be fair. Just every time I watch 100%, he seems to always be on pole position, but maybe that's just me always looking at the wrong time potentially. Because usually I'm stuffing my face, usually after having a roast dinner, which in midweek roast dinner has completely changed my life. I used to have one on a Sunday, and I'm hoping I can convince the chef or the cook, my sister, to potentially get cooking on a Sunday, because that used to be the perfect start to the Formula 1 Grand Prix for me, is of course to have the roast before the build-up, and then a full stomach ready for the race set. And of course, Bahrain is not too far away, so as I mentioned, the Haas are going to unveil their livery there. It'd be interesting. Well, they probably would still be white and red, I reckon, wouldn't they, with the new MoneyGram title sponsor. But I'm looking forward to that. Of course, I feel that that's when it starts to buzz, when you see the 23 car, well, the cars getting unveiled then. Of course, I don't think the cars themselves will be unveiled. It would probably just be more of delivery, which is fine, because to be honest, for me, I must admit, I think the livery gets me a lot more excited than looking at new pieces of the aerodynamic and stuff like that. But that's because I'm not a technical guru like Ted Crab to some of you guys in the comments there. Right, Kaz's prediction is Troy P1, Immortal P2, German P3. Serious Smasher, Troy, Immortal, Boxstar. German only needs to stay on track, Kaz is saying then. Interesting stuff there. I like those predictions. Keep them coming in, ladies and gents. On board of Boxstar, so he's going to start his lap now. This is it. It's all or nothing. And Sonat in the pits. Percy is still in the pits as well. As he's coming up now, Percy says, so he's left it very late. The championship leader is down in 7th position at the moment, but he is going to be last man across across the line here. Interesting stuff, Ben. As now coming out of the loop, then, and now down the down the Wellington straight here. German has started his lap as well. I think that's also a Williams started his lap. I think that's also started his lap. Then it is so close between first and second moment. Do not count out Percy, who's been incredible in qualifying trim this season, not only in race but in qualifying trim as well. This is going to be fantastic. 9 out of the 10 cars are out on circuit at the moment. Just watching boxed out and going over the grid hatch as well and coming into Cop's corner. Oh my word, look at that. What an incredible shot here. I love that. And now flicking it into Maggots as well. Let's go on board with the second of the World Championship there. Oh, look at the precision there in this, man. Is absolutely superhuman. They all are. And down the hangar straight there. I must say, I'm surprised how tight they go down that straight. And they don't let the car run too far on the outside of the curve, do they? We seen on that doing. I was convinced that was going to that was not going to help in turn. I was going to scrub some speed off the car, but it really hasn't, has it? And Boxtel's got time for one more run if he so needs it then, but he hasn't got time to harvest. So across the line, pole position there. He has found another 3/10 of a second to his name then Boxtel, as he's in the 26.7s here tonight. Magnificent, absolutely incredible indeed. Then we got Percy, who's just back from us now, who is just starting his lap. I think the green behind is actually going to be the last one across the line. Here's Immortal, and it's goodness me, it is so close. It's exactly the same time for pole position. Wow, that is absolutely sensational. I thought he got pole position there. My goodness me, what an incredible qualifying. Sonat has missed out, unfortunately. And it was that German. It's oh goodness me, there's a Williamson is parked right on the exit there, and that's Sonat there. And German, I don't think was going to improve anyway, but also in the pits is Marquez as well, but German does not improve, and Sonat down in 6th position now. Oh my goodness gracious me, here comes Glock then. Glock coming down the hangar straight as well then. That is, and Sirius Rusher said that's 6/10 off the world best. Magnificent indeed then from Boxtel and more. That's exactly the same time around the British Grand Prix. What an incredible qualifying this has been so far. And now coming out of the final turn, and what can Glock do? Has Glock got anything to get to the 26? He hasn't, but he's up to 4th there. Oh my goodness, or retains 4th, I should say. Troy has found 2/10 a second. He began to the 26 there, unless he has a smile. My goodness, he's in pole position there. Fantastic there. And it's by 100th of a second. Troy's on pole position. Magnificent stuff indeed. I thought that was unbeatable. Green coming down the back straight. Here comes Percy as well in the beautiful white helmet. And here he he's down for getting the final part of the circuit as well. Over the grid hatches, and he's not on pole. He's only 4th, Percy, as I say only. But it's Troy who is our new pole sitter in the season 8 then. And here comes Green going to 6th fast as well. German's mistake on his other cost him a position. Troy is on pole position for the British Grand Prix. Wow. Absolutely incredible that was, and that is Troy's first pole position of the season. And I can't believe I'm saying that, but Troy, it has been a monopoly, hasn't it, between two drivers, but Troy has broken the curse, hasn't he? And that is his and AlphaTauri's first pole position of the season in ALR Gold. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed there for Troy. And I think that's let me have a look at the stat book there. I think that is Troy's I think Troy's had a pole position before. Actually, he hasn't. That's his first pole position of his career in ALR as well, in ALR Gold I should say. That is absolutely ridiculous. I didn't expect that. What incredible times here in Silverstone. Magnificent stuff indeed. Well, Troy has probably listened to me in the commentary then, judging from that picture there. But whatever the case may be, he is on pole position then for the British Grand Prix. Boxtel and Immortal exactly the same time, because Boxtel set it first, he is 2nd, and Immortal is 3rd. Percy in 4th position there. Glock and Green 5th and 6th there. They'll be happy with that qualifying performance. German made a mistake down in 7th position. Sonat didn't get a final time there. Sweet in 9th position. Markey I didn't make a time in the end in 10th position. And that is your top 10 for qualifying here in qualifying at Silverstone there. Magnificent. Well, that took me a lot longer to get me jumper off than what I thought it'd be there, because I was getting quite hot and sweaty in that. Glock and 2 tenths second off my personal best, but a decent lap then. While these times, Serious Mushroom cannot beat experienced. Good job, P1. Then Troy never off his game. Good luck, or Serious Mushroom is saying as well. That was an incredible qualifying. So was that the best qualifying of the year? Oh goodness me! I struggle to remember qualifying session just because of so much stuff happens in the race in gold. But good luck to all 90 drivers. Liam Yeh will not be taking part in this, as he has had to unfortunately forfeit the race because he is not very well, which is such a shame now. But when he drives in VR, I can understand that, to be fair. I'll probably feel a bit seasick driving VR in the first place. FYI, I think I beat Troy in a public lobby race once. Good stuff indeed. And of course, and that's like me saying that I beat Dan Murphy in a league race as well, albeit Dan Murphy did make a extra stop than me, I think, then. Which didn't need to. Anyway, enough about my personal accolades. Oh, 3 years ago. Did he crash Kaz at Laugh Out Loud? Serious Russian say. And who is that off the circuit now? I just seen someone absolutely veer off to the side there, and it's one of the Alfa Romeos. And who is that? That's Glock, who's just completely gone off there. And that's very odd indeed. Then, and so I'm just taking a look back on the stream. I'm not sure if he spun or it looked like he just turned off there, didn't he? Which is very odd, but there you go. Troy on pole position, and this is first ever pole position in his ALR career, which I find that's quite dumbfounded me, to be honest. I can't believe that. Soft tire then for Cameron Barber, making his ALR debut tonight then. So he's going for an attack if opening stint here. I think he might be hoping for a safety car in that Red Bull potentially. And we've also got medium tyres for Liam Yeh, but he's not in the race then, so ignore Liam Yeh. As much as we love Liam Yeh, we're going to have to ignore him for this instance. Vesser in 15th position on the mediums, Marquis, Sweet and Sonat on mediums, along with Troy as well then. And everyone else on the hard tyres, Troy pole position. Alongside Troy is going to be Boxtel. So the first time this season that Boxtel Purse is not on pole position. Immortal in his second start in ALR Gold. This is his 8th start in his career in ALR Gold. His best result in ALR Gold was second position. Can he get a win here tonight then? Percy in 4th position. Glock, who's very happy with his time in 5th. Can he get a good result? He's down the order at the moment, but after his half spin off the grid. Sam Green now keeping up his great start to 2023. We got German in 7th position now. He's also spun as well. 8th position is Somnat then. 9th position is Sweet then. 10th position is Marquis. 11th is Gamer. So just outside the top 10. You don't get that advantage now, as everyone can start on whatever tyres they want to start on the race. The 12th position is Mumford. Vesty in 13th. Knowlesy is 14th. Vester's in 15th. Mr. Rage down in 16th position now. I think you'd be disappointed that Alhan 17th. Liam Yeh not in the race then. 18th position is Barber. 19th at the back of the grid is Cush, and he had a very eventful Canadian Grand Prix. Murphy tells me to grow up and move on then after it was 3 years ago. Maybe. I must say, it's quite scary. So it's 3 years ago, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. Anyway, let's get on with this, shall we? Can't say and don't hate. Right, let's get on with this, shall we? Then, as the 5 lights are on here in Silverstone, we've had Liam Yeh flash and unflash, and it's lights out and it's go here in Silverstone there, and they get all the way quite nicely there. But I think it's the Williams or Immortal that is going to be causing Boxtel all kinds of issues. A slight contact, then it's a sweep through turn 1 and 2. The Aston Martin, the Percy's off the circuit, and he's gone back in, and there's how Glock has been. There's a me in the sandwich there, and I feel that Glock is going to be first. Now Immortal is on the pole start and trying to recover, but it's an absolute messy start for the front runners here. And Glock, I think Glock is going to feel a bit aggrieved by that, and I do not blame him. Troy leads the way, Box down second, Green up in the 3rd position there. Gamer and Immortal fighting his way, but up on the inside there as Marquis has moved his way up 5 positions there. Good stuff indeed there. Immortal's dropped down 6 positions, but he's trying to get himself back into this, and he is on the outside of Gamer. There he is, and look left, and there he is, and hopefully one of a carbon copy of Verstappen and Hamilton for 2021 there. Immortal's off the circuit. I think he's got to get that place back, as he did overtake Gamer off the race line, and almost Gamer went into there. I'm wondering if Immortal's just trying to let him through without losing any time at all, and he is trying to let him through now, and he has let him through then, and now can Vester, who's made up 5 positions as well, fantastic. Percy's dropped down to 11th position there with all the shenanigans going on into turn 3, and coming down the hanger straight then, Immortal back up into 8th position there, or is he then? Goodness me, I thought there was contact then, now they're coming down, now they're going wide into the club corner as well, and now Vesi's up the inside as well. There's a bottleneck there. These guys have got 2 seconds gap between themselves and Glock there. As the lap 1 is completed, then we've got a yellow flag in the background as Vesi's off this circuit. Knows he's had a terrible start. And in the background, then we've got issues between Rage and Sweet, who's dropped down the order. It's a messy start here in Silverstone. An absolutely crazy start indeed there. And Kush is now up into, love the helmet. Kush is up into 12th position there. Mumford dropped down to 30th position there. So Gurman's off the circuit. He's doing a bit of grass cutting there. He's dropped down the order. Gurman has an action-packed start. That's the second fly off as well. And Mumford, look at this. They're all spinning around there. Did he have a helping hand? I'm not too sure. My goodness me. And absolutely... an absolute incredible start to this race then. That has been a very interesting start to the race indeed. Percy down to 10th position, Kush up into 11th here. Barber making his way up into 13th position, up 6 positions there. Kush will be laughing as he's gone up 9th position there. Immortal off the circuit then as we go into, as we go through Cobb's corner here. But 5 positions for Sonat, he's up 3. Green is up 2 positions as well. Marky up 5 positions there. Look at this battle here. And as Kyver's got a 3-second penalty. And I was looking at, who was I looking at? I can't remember who I was looking at now. It was this battle here between Vester and Percy. Percy's now on the outside into Cobb's corner, up into 9th position there for Percy, the championship leader, but he did not want to be battling through the order here. He was in 4th position. It got very messy, didn't it? In the opening couple of corners there. It's a very difficult start around here, isn't it? DRS has now been enabled at the end of the second lap then. As we're on lap 3 now. And who is off the circuit then? And as Vester gone well off the circuit, and Alhan there is going to take an position, passes the Mercedes driver. Oh, Vester then went into the back of Alhan, but Alhan luckily controlled the car, because that would have been a almighty spin there for Alhan, who's up into 11th position then. Kush had a great start to this race. Lovely helmet design as well. I love that helmet design. That's fantastic there from Kush. He gets the helmet of the week award so far, albeit it's only Sunday. At the front end, the gap is 1.6 seconds with Sonat 3 seconds back from box at the moment. Markey in 4th position, Green great drive in 5th position, Glock in 6th with Gamer 7th, Immortal in 8th position, Percy in 9th and 10th position is Kush at the moment. We're not going to be honest, we're going to have to take stock here because it was a very messy start indeed. I can't remember half of what went on, to be honest but I'm not sure. Was it looks like was it a bit of desperation potentially on the who's the driver on the inside? I can't remember now. I don't think it was Immortal, was it? Was it Percy on the inside? I'm not too sure. We'll have to have another look, I think, after the race then, but I apologise profusely if it's not Percy. And now coming on the outside then is Immortal, making his way back up into 8th position now. Glock was a sandwich, and I'll be surprised if Glock doesn't have damage there, because he was ricocheting off both cars, wasn't he? And I know for certain that Glock wasn't to blame in that, because he was on board of him, and they looked quite nasty indeed then. Vesey has got past the Sweet then, but Sweet is on the softer tyre. He's on the medium compound tyre at the moment, but Vesey's on the outside, takes a position into club corner, and away he goes. Percy's got past his teammate Gamer on the start finish straight, on the Hamilton straight, I should say. How dare I? So I think that might have been we've got another penalty there for Kieran Barber making his debut here tonight then, but of course he's on the soft tyres. He's trying to make hay whilst the sun is shining on those soft tyres then. Kush then in a 10th position moment. Great start then. Green has lost out to Glock, who's made his way back in 5th position. Great to see Marky up there as well. Yellow flag in sector 1 as Mr. Rage has dropped down into 19th position then, and still the Haas team are on. And, oh no, Sonat is off the circuit, and he's gone up there, coming out of left field, I think it is there, and he has had it, and he's dropped down the order in the Williams car. Can he get himself back into this one? Oh goodness gracious me. As Sonat down in 10th position there, unfortunately back on board Kush then, who of course Kush was very adventurous in Canada, wasn't he? But he's looking much more stronger here tonight as they were on board there with the Alpine car. Alpine are down in 10th in the constructors, which I cannot believe I'm saying, because they got 2 very quick drivers there, but they've had a pretty nightmarish start to after the Christmas break. Almost contact between himself and Gamer into Stowe corner, but Gamer's on the outside here. Kush there getting back, getting past it, cutting across it, kind of cross gamer Cushes there and takes 9th position then. Sorry, 8th position I should say then, goodness me. But Cush now up into 8th then, a bit robust there as he was kind of cross there and using a lot of the Earth deployment so far, as I should really take that off to be honest, shouldn't I? On board with Cush, mainly because we love to see the helmets. I love a helmet anyway. Yes, indeed, sir. Yes, he gets out of the week until tomorrow. Yes, indeed. And it is technically a new week into there. Thank you very much, Russia, as you saved my bacon, and I do love a bit of bacon in my life. No retirement so far, of course, Liam, unfortunately out of the race then because he had to withdraw earlier on then, so still all 19 cars that started the race still running in this race at the moment. Alhan is now coming all over the back, all over the back of Vesta there, isn't he? 3 tenths of a second away then, the majority of the field is on the harder tires, so we're expecting them to go quite a distance in this race, between lap 14 to 16, I would say, before throwing on the medium tires in the race then. Maybe soft tires might make an appearance there. Maybe, but anything could happen. I think that the quickest strategy around here will probably be the medium soft, the hardest of the medium tires. But if there's a safety car out, I think the hard runners might be a bit disappointed with that. As Nosey, as we've got issues there, as Barber is right off the circuit, and one of those soft tires there of Halliday was got 10-second penalty there, and I think that he might be calling it a day here. Unfortunately, therefore, Cameron Barber. This was his full-blown debut tonight in gold then, but I think it was quite a difficult one to deal with. He's got another penalty there, goodness gracious me. But well, he's come back on the circuit now. Into the pits comes Gurman. I'm wondering if Gurman's got. I'm wondering if they came to blows then, because this is not a part of the strategy for Gurman, unless he had damage earlier on then, because he has been has been in all kinds of adventures so far. And Molitor is now getting onto the back of. And now he's into the pits. It's no wing change there for the Ferrari, so this is a strategical change there for Gurman. And it's Cameron there coming into the pits as well, and he has retired from the session, out of the race then, unfortunately then, for Cameron Barber on his debut. Unfortunately, got brake check, Gurman is saying, and unfortunately for Gurman as well, they didn't even change his wing there. So Gurman, that's a double problem. This this pit lane is one of the longest in terms of time in all the Formula 1 calendar. So that is a costly mistake from Ferrari as well, if that is the case. So we didn't get a safety car in 100% race. Not Serious Rush was saying no, we did not. I think if you get a safety car around here, you would have gone off in a major way, wouldn't you? But you can't go off in a major way around here because it's such a fast flowing circuit. Up into 5th position goes Amorso, then passes Sam Green, and it makes its way back up through the front of the field. And after having a bit of a torrid start here in Silverstone, the top 2 is almost 5 seconds in front of Markey, who's on a great drive in 3rd position. Glock in 4th with Amorso in 5th. I think the Glock is very lucky to have gotten away with no damage at all after that series of incidents there. And Gurman did confirm they didn't change his wing either, which we seen on the stream, unfortunately. So it's a double whammy now. He's on the medium tires, like Gurman is. And unfortunately, only get one set of hard tires as well. So if he had new hard tires, I'm wondering if Gurman would have put them back on and gone to the end of the race then. So it's a double problem now for Gurman, who's going to have a very long race now. Both Ferraris had one of their best qualifyings combined here tonight. And Gurman, who was at the top of the mountain, top of the tree, back just a week ago. And at the inside, Sam Green now has relinquished 7th position there, and Percy is now up into 6th, and now he can get after the 5th position of Mortal here, which I think Mortal and Percy did get very close, didn't they, in turn 1. Alhan Investors on a great old battle at the moment there, but of course Alhan seems to be the quicker of the 2 drivers at the moment, and he has got a run going up into turn 1 of Cops here. Alhan has there, but he's not close enough in the Alfa Romeo, so Vester still keeps his position, and he's going to have a look down into Stowe, I believe. And is it Green? Is it Green? Kaz is saying. I don't think he's asking about Sam Green. I think he's asking about the green of is that Gamers dropped down to 10th position. Whoever he's asking about the damage on Gurman's car. Serious Russian loving how fast Marky's become since I've raced him. Mark, as we've mentioned already, Marky was very much, I think he was 4th, wasn't he, in the opening race in Bahrain. Alhan's got past Vester, moved himself at the order, and Vesi's on the outside there, and goodness me, that would have been audacious, wouldn't it? I think Vesi might just got caught out there, potentially I should say, then Sweet coming out the foul turn and in 14th position there. This battle is getting very fraught, isn't it, in the battle for 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th, but just outside the points at the moment. But anything can happen. We ain't even at half distance yet in this race there, so there's a Sweet there almost going off the circuit there. Well, I think he was off the circuit, his left-hand side wheel was, so that probably unsettled the car ever so slightly. Kush, who's done a great job at the moment, from 19th on the grid up into 8th position, the Alpine driver is there, and he's taking it one at a time, missing that he needs to get himself back in a clean pair of wheels there. Yes, but yes, indeed, Marky has been quick most of the season after that. But there's been races where he's been very unlucky. He should have and could have scored a lot more than 19 points so far. But at this moment, no, he is looking very strong, Marky is, isn't it? I'm not going to say anything more than that at the moment. But him and McLaren, this is going to be very important, I think, for the Constructors' Championship. Just watching Kush then from 19th on, well, from 20th on the grid, basically, has made his way up into. Up into 8th position so far, and eyeing up 7th position now, which is Sam Green, who had a good pace in qualifying, but at the moment he is struggling to keep up that pace. And I wonder if Kush may have a look into Club Corner. Not quite then, as I think he knows that he's got the Hamilton straight, but more likely he will have oh no, and Kush there has almost spun the car, and goodness me, and he's had to really back out, and I think he's going to be out of DRS. He is out of DRS then, but luckily he's kept it going. But those tires, I think that they're overheating ever so slightly. It's quite a warm day here in Silverstone, so I think the Kush is pushed a bit too hard potentially. Might have to just have a lap to back off here, but he's already back in DRS range before they get to the detection zone then. Goodness gracious me. So as much as just explain then, it's you probably the German should have changed when, because there's on the graphics on the HUD, driver's HUD, then you can change it. You can get it so that the mechanics change the wing then. So it must have been, so it wasn't damaged enough potentially for the mechanics to change it on their own. However, but that's not how German has it. It's both Ferraris are now down in 17th and 18th position there, as this could be a British Grand Prix to forget now for the Scuderia. Unfortunately, one more stage car before lap 17, and Kaz is saying potentially, which may help German and the second Ferrari in Mumford, but especially German, he's now half a minute behind the second to last place, which is his teammate, the Ferrari. And here comes Amorso up in the 4th position. Amorso is flying around here. He really is indeed. Vesta's got a 3-second penalty, so that is the second driver to get a penalty. Well, the first driver to get a penalty that's still running in this race. Troy, the gap is up to 1.8 seconds. Box Tau is starting. There it is then. Hard, mediums, no soft, serious. Mushman saying, yeah, I think that is definitely the way then. And I'm just saying the box are starting to really put the squeeze on Troy now, as Troy's medium tires may start to struggle at this stage. As unfortunately Barbara has left the session there, but Immortal set the fast lap race. He's absolutely flying in this Williams. He has a lot of fast laps. I think he had the most fastest laps in all of Silver in season 4, I should say. So he is quite a quick customer, Immortal is, but I think he's shown that he's got his when he's in the race as well. He's really started to show. He's really started to get got some very good pace in one lap pace as well. If you got the cut on my jib there, which I'll be surprised if you did, because that was a lot of waffle. Here comes Vesley, all over the back of Vester. Vester is not going to be able to defend that one too much. I think the soft tires are starting to struggle ever so slightly here, and the hard tires are now starting to take over as the quicker race tire at the moment. And Vesley up into 12th position in the Alpha tire, which is almost where he started. Mumford in the Ferrari, who had the best qualifying of his season so far. This race has turned into a bit of a nightmare, isn't it, for both Ferraris, I should say. Kush still behind Sam Green there, but he did have half a spin, didn't he, coming out of Club Corner, but he has recovered nicely now, and look at that now, he's using a lot of birds there. He is going to be passed before we even get into the braking zone of Stowe, so go wheel to wheel. Kush is through. Magnificent drive tonight from Kush, very well measured as well from the Alpine driver. Good stuff. The other Alpine, but Knowlesy down in 15th position there, so the flag is being flown tonight for Kush and doing a magnificent job indeed. Just to remind you, of course, that the other Alpine of Avuta, I should say, is who's had a great season so far, hasn't he? He's not missed any single race until tonight, then, so he's had a great job indeed. But unfortunately, the last two races have really come undone for Wuta's Championship Challenge there, and I think that he's still well, it's a long way to go in the championship. You cannot say anything about the championship. Just Immortal's an absolute machine out there, because now he is going on the inside of Markey. He takes third position, and his recovery drive is absolutely sensational Immortal is flying out there, isn't he? And goodness me, and just showing that his 100% league race pace is also transforming his race here in gold as well. He's having a great drive today, Immortal is, and he is just dispatched Markey quite quickly here, whilst Glock's been following him for a number of laps. However, I think one of those issues may be that the medium tyre is starting to have issues here, because Glock is now lovely. I'm from Glock as well, actually. As just on board and now just on board with Glock as he is coming down the hangar straight then, and I think Markey may have to come to the pits then, which is a couple of laps earlier than what I thought they'd be on the medium tyres perhaps then. So medium tyres are really struggling around here. Troy is already in the pits then, and Markey I think is going to follow suit. He is following suit here. So I think that's going to be happy for Glock, because he doesn't have to overtake. Markey here. But medium tyres are already sort of 5-second penalty for Sonat as his incredible debut in Canada. He's had a couple of issues here tonight in Silverstone, and that is costly, I think, for Sonat. As he had issues earlier on in the race, and now unfortunately got a 5-second penalty, which should be added to the end of his race time, which is unfortunate. And Glock there accelerating out and coming down the hangar straight then for Glock. Immortal, the gap is 8 seconds in. I feel, do I say this out loud? Yes, I will, because I usually, I'll probably fall on my sword later on in this race, but I'm prepared to do it, I say. Immortal is 8 seconds back from Boxstar. I think that the gap is too big in this race mode, unless of course we have a safety car, but I feel that the first corner incident, the first lap incident there has really hurt Immortal and Purse as well to a certain degree, then, as they have been playing catch up. But Immortal is now potentially looking at a net podium now. He's already gained a second over Glock. Immortal's absolutely incredible, isn't he? We sit in the 100% league, so because he's got the biggest lead in all the championships, hasn't he? Because I think he's got well over, it's a 167 points lead at the moment in 100% league. It's absolutely redonkulous, isn't it? But Immortal flying around here tonight, which is great to see, and is very good to see indeed. That Nosey is in the points, but he's got a Mr. Rage who's probably having a bit of rage under that crash helmet, who has had a challenging start to this race, hasn't he? But here he comes, and Nolsey's going to defend. He's not defending too hard here, Nolsey isn't. As he's thinking more about the race strategy there, but on the outside, Mr. Rage goes. Lovely overtake there, and Nolsey not putting up too much of a fight there, because I think Nolsey's more concerned about the race going on so far, guys. Just a couple of chattering going on in the comments as well, and we're just watching back to front. And Boxtel still leads the way. I don't think Boxtel will be coming in until for another 3 or 4 laps. Having said that, the medium tyres are struggling to get to lap 10, 11. So I think that these drivers here might want to eke it out ever so slightly. Then we're half distance here in the British Grand Prix now. And is just on board with Boxtel, who leads the way. Then, of course, Boxtel, who's had 2 Grand Prix wins so far this season. So far, we've got 3 two-time Grand Prix winners in the form of Troy, Percy, and Boxtel. Can Boxtel become the first rider to win 3 races this season? Well, he's looking very on song at the moment, isn't he? Boxtel is, and he has got quite a nice lead over Immortal. However, at this moment in time, we need to keep an eye on what Troy is doing. Troy is going for Troy was leading this race then, so it's going to be a straightforward shout between Boxtel and Troy there. But of course, safety cars can really throw a cat amongst the pigeons here. Troy will have pressure tyres and Nosey. I don't think Nosey is going to be able to fend this one up too easy. Unfortunately, can't. Then Cush in the pit on only 13 laps on those hard tyres. Same with Gamer as well. I am very shocked to see those drivers come in so early, because we seen the medium tyres struggling, or they weren't as quick as the hard tyres. I think that's a couple of laps too early, potentially, but I have been wrong. And there we go then. And just on board then, and yes, of course, as Ryan Harlop is in the chat then, but however, I think he's in troll mode at the moment. As I think he's taken the mick out of some of the shenanigans that we seen last night from Ryan. Unfortunately, I think Cass was one of the innocent victims there, wasn't he? Troy coming down the Wellington Straight, and he is having a look at Mr. Rage, but Mr. Rage too far. He needed to get Mr. Mr. Rage that straight, I feel, then, because because he doesn't want to be following him around the very fast Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel, but we'll soon find out. But Troy is too far back going into Cops mode. Immortals had a pretty difficult opening half of this lap here into the pit. I think the Boxtel's in the pit, you know, he is in the pit. I'm quite surprised after only half distance here that they're into the pit so early. My goodness gracious me, that. And as we're just now coming down the back straight, also in the pits of the Mortal, and Percy, I think, is staying out. He is staying out. On the outside goes Troy, but remember, we had a great battle between these two a couple of races ago, but into the pits comes Rage. As now, where's Boxtel? Boxtel's on the medium tires. Troy is on the harder tires. It does depend how much time that Troy lost in this traffic here, because that McLaren is near the end of the pit exit. I think the Boxtel, there he is, and Boxtel's done it. He is through, is he? He's in front of Troy. There's Troy. That's a big part of this race, and an incredible run there for Boxtel. I'm wondering if the hard tires just didn't warm up in time, potentially. Oh my goodness gracious me. And just coming down the back straight as well then. So Troy needs to get this done quite urgently here. Time is of the essence. He's up the inside, down the Wellington straight here, and up into fourth position. But I am surprised by that then. The hard tires are not warming up then as quickly as I thought they would then. Oh my goodness gracious me then. And just now going through, just coming up the Oda start finish straight as well. So Troy, I think, is going to be a little shocked by that, isn't he? As that is it's going to be quite worrying indeed. Cush is now in front of Marky. Cush has moved up quite a lot of position here. As the race is kind of all on its head at the moment now. Percy leads with Vesey second and Alhan in third position. All those drivers have yet to come in to the pit lane. Oh my word there, and the championship leader Percy has had a 5-second penalty here. Oh my goodness me, that is going to be added to the end of his race time. And Vesey stays out, then into the pits comes Alhan now. Look at this is the battle for the lead then. And Boxtel, of course, has the tyre advantage now, doesn't he? I think that Troy would liked to have had a bit more of a time gap here, but the question would be, how long are those medium tyres fall off the cliff then? If they fall off the cliff, it felt like they did on the first stint. However, remember though that they have a lot less fuel on the car now, and as well as gosh, at the fast of the race, and of course, as goodness me, he's already pushing him through the loop here, and of course, as well the track and not be as green anymore. There's going to be a lot of Pirelli rubber there. Immortal's back out is now in fourth position there, as Glock is in fifth, but Percy is sixth position, but he has a 5-second penalty there, and he's going on the outside, not quite well. Look at the foreground, that is Vesey. I'm wondering if Vesey's started out then to help his teammate here. Is that going to be, because the Alpha Tally up in the measuring stick of team play this season? Oh my gosh, I thought he's going to go into the barrier, but Boxtel's at the inside, and he's on board of it now. He is going to go in the Cubs corner, and he takes the de facto lead in this Grand Prix. But here comes Troy coming back at him, wheel to wheel stuff, going into Maggots and Beckett's. Oh my goodness me! And Boxtel takes the lead of the British Grand Prix. Wow, incredible stuff. And Boxtel did have the tyre advantage then. And goodness me, and there's Vesey just in front of us now. Then of course Vesey trying to extend this, and he's been the longest on those hard tyres, 15 laps or so. Troy dropping down into third position then. My goodness gracious me, into the pits. Now comes yellow flag as a yellow flag as something is gone occurring, something's gone a bit wrong for one of the drivers out there. I'm not sure who. German has done a very good job though, but as Mumford's got a 3-second penalty. German's done a very good job there to get himself near to the back of the field then. Vesey in the pits now. But my word there, and look at this, and this is the battle for the lead then. I think I've seen Mushroom say the same thing about the tyre life and potential on those medium tyres. I'm surprised how early they've come in personally. So Vesey coming out the pits then, and where is he? He's out in 10th position there. Can he get out in front of Gamer? I don't think he can. I think he has to aim to get out in front of Mr. Rage here. So he does get out in front of Mr. Rage, I think. Or am I talking absolute baloney here? There he comes out. Oh, look at this. This is going to be close. But Mr. Rage has done it. That is a crucial part of this race here. Mr. Rage is doing a great job. He's got himself back up into 11th position now. Gurman's got a 3-second penalty. Percy's now past that Marky, moves out of the 5th position. Marky needs to stay within 5 seconds of Percy to get that position. But Marky is on the hard tarts. He is going to be, I think he might have the better tire towards the end of here. But here comes Kush as well, also flying. There's Green and Sonat also in the background. And here comes Vesely and Alhan fighting, coming out of left field then. Oh, goodness me, there's almost a bit of contact here. Nosey is also wants a part of this action as well then. And now they're coming up into Cop's Corner then. Hold on, you'll see if you're on the pants, folks. Then as they fly through Cop's Corner. Nosey has had the advance as well then. But I think he's going to wait to the hanger straight. And Wesley, who is on fresher medium tires, is now firing him up, I think now. But Mr. Rage has already gone off down the road then. Sarah Tedros second. The gap is at the front of the field at the moment. Markey needs to stay within 5 seconds then from Percy at the moment. Then Percy has a 5-second penalty, but I think so does Sonat as well. Alhan is back past Wesley, going down into 13th position now, flying into Stoke Corner in car 19. Alhan is there. My word then. And at this moment then, I must say it has been a very enthralling British Grand Prix. 8 laps to go in this one now. Of course, tomorrow night it is going to be silver with Knowles taking you through the action, and of course on a bronze on Tuesday night, and then we've got the Austrian Grand Prix for 100% on Wednesday, of course. So that is the itinerary for ALR this week. Yellow flag as one of the Mercedes is sweet off the circuit as his incredible debut in Canada. He's come crashing down to earth, unfortunately, in today's race. There's a difficult race, Silverstone is there with no safety cars. If you make a mistake or have issues earlier on, then it is very difficult to get yourself back in the races. German is seeing them, but hats off to German for sticking with it. Of course, only one retirement so far, which is Barbara. Liam did not take the start. Just on board now with Vesely, who is just all over the back of Alhan here. Vesely, if he wanted points there, this is going to cost him majorly in this one. I feel unfortunate that if he got in front of Mr. Rage, he had a chance, I think, of getting past Gamer. But now I think that this has all but ended his hopes. And just 8 laps to go in this race. That Troy is a second back now from Boxtel. Mortal still 8 seconds back then, but he's 3 seconds in front of Glock in 4th position there. 5th position at the moment is Percy. He has a 5-second penalty. Here comes Vesely then making his way back up into 12th position. Sweet has a 3-second penalty. And there he goes. Vesely now up into 12th and Alhan down into 13th. Knowlesy is still sniffing about in 14th position there. 4th position is Glock and Percy in 5th, but Marky needs to stay within 5 seconds in the last 7 laps there to get himself back into 5th. And best result best race since Bahrain for Marky. Great 7 deep, but he has Kush to contend with as well, and Kush is very eager to get past Marky here. Sam Green 2 seconds back then, but Sonat then, who's also got a 5-second penalty, but he is staying 9th for the run there because Gamer is currently 6 seconds back in 10th position there. So Box out going for his 3rd Grand Prix win. But this is not all done and dusted yet. Troy is on the harder tyres, so they've gone different strategies. The front 2 up here tonight then. And the question is whether the hard tyres can stay with it then to the end of this race then. Kush could be a dark horse here, so especially saying, apologies, I've not read any comments at all for the last 5 minutes or so, which is shocking behaviour by myself. But yeah, Kush has been an absolute, I think he's one of my drivers of the day tonight then, Kush is. He's been absolutely fantastic. He did take part in qualifying, but race trip, he's been absolutely magnificent. He's definitely race driver today for sure, isn't he? Look at this as he comes past Marky, but Marky would be one of my driver of the days as well, along with Boxstyle, of course, who is depending on who the winner is, really, between Boxstyle and Troy, who've been mega stuff indeed. Immortal will also certainly be in the conversation as well, especially a recovering drive. Percy in 5th position, that 5-second penalty could cost him more. It's going to cost him 2 positions at the moment, maybe 3 actually. Sam Green, if he can keep up the pace in the background now, Sam Green now, who's on a rich run of scoring form at the moment. Sam Green is doing an absolutely magnificent job indeed. That 20 out of 26 here. So much in the driver of the day for sure. Kush started last, and he did, but I can't remember if he started last because he had a qualifying ban or not then. So do we need should we give driver of the day to a driver who's been a bit naughty in the last race? Goodness me, that's going to be up for debate. But however, I think that but of course that was then, and that was last week, wasn't it? This is a new week there. We need to be positive Pete's on this show, and I think Kush has been magnificent, hasn't he there? So yes, certainly driver of the day material, isn't there, along with Marky as well, in my opinion. Those 2 drivers have absolutely been driving the wheels off of their cars tonight. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Now Lucas Percy has really started to put a spurt on, hasn't he? He knows the situation that Percy is. He will not lose the championship lead at the moment, as it stays at the moment there, but it will be quite a big swing then, because I think he's going to lose. If the gap is going to be down, hang on, my maths is going to be pretty appalling here, but I think that the gap will be down to 1 point if it stays the same at the moment now. So if Percy drops lower than 5th, he will lose the lead in the World Championship then. So that is going to be that is going to get very that's going to be very concerning. I can't remember, has Percy led the championship most of the season? I don't think he has he? Well, he has led it for most of the season, that is for sure. But yeah, he has led, but he's led it for more than anyone else. But Boxstyle, this will be the first time that Boxstyle leads the gold championship in his career, if things stay as they are at the moment. And so Lucas Percy has really got to put a spurt down now as he comes to the Austrian Grand Prix in a week's time, and with the sprint race as well, an extra peril of that weekend's event as well, because there's 8 points, of course, there for the sprint race, and 25 for the sprint race if you win it, of course. So that is more points on the in the docket as well. But so Percy's got to find some time here. At the moment, he is finding time because he is now in a de facto 8th position there. Can he get himself back past Markey and Kush as well, as it's going to be about time then at this moment. As 2 out of 3 empire for Serious Mushroom and Kaz's predictions here. Thank you very much to those two who've been absolutely brilliant in the comments. So I must apologise profusely for not reading out most of the comments, but I've struggled to keep up. But I must say that today, if the races, I think the race hasn't been boring by any stretch of imagination, but it's one of the more entertaining races, hasn't it? It's been fantastic. But of course, if you've ever wanted to have a bit of light-hearted entertainment, then Kaz and Serious Mushroom have been providing it in the chat with their predictions and their conversation with Ryan Harlow, then, who caused all kinds of mischief in a different league the other day, which was not very nice of him, was it? But never mind. But of course, so yeah, so very entertaining stuff indeed there in the comments there. But Serious Mushroom said, "Oh, he got 3, so he wins at the prediction at this moment." So at the moment, and in terms of penalties, there are the penalty stakes at the moment. Gamer has got he's got to find 6/10 of a second. Gamer has in the final 4 laps here. That is what the brief is at the moment. Boxstyle is still going strong on the medium tires, but it felt like the medium tires started to really feel the wear in the final like after 10 laps or so. So I do think that this race might be won on the last lap here. Mumford's got a penalty down in 16th position there, but he has got past Vessi, who's moved himself up into 15th position there, as Mercedes down into 16th, but Mumford's gone the power, unfortunately, and spun the car. And he's done a good job to get past Vessi here, but all that hard work has come undone, unfortunately, and it's dropped back behind, which is such a shame there for Mumford. But I think the positive night tonight for Mumford is that he has he did a very good job of a apologise. I've forgotten what I was saying there. Serious Mushroom's gone Kush for driver today. Kush has got 67% of the vote for the moment, and my votes have gone. That's not good. And Boxstyle has got 33%. And Boxstyle has really been the measuring stick of this one so far. But I would remind you that those medium tires are surely going to be on the mind of the leader right here. There is Troy in the background, and Troy is doing an absolutely sensational job, I must say, on those hard tires. He's gone against the grain here. Everyone else started hard tires around it, but he went for medium tires here, and now he is now of course I'm wondering then if the hard rubber is now going to start to come into his own end. So maybe Markey might be able to put a bit of a spur on, because the moment Markey is going to finish, Lucas Percy is back up into 6th position, I think. No, yet not quite. But so at the moment, Boxstyle is taking the lead in the World Championship here, as Kush has got 75% vote. He drove superbly well tonight, hasn't he? Kush has been fantastic. Oh, love the helmet from Troy as well. Maybe that helmet should be helmet of the week then. Can't say, and then it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It is indeed, unless of course we're talking about next week, of course, as we got our second ever sprint race ever in ALR, which is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? Of course, and 8 points for the winning sprint, and all the way down to 8 finishing, which gets 1 there. So looking forward to that one as well. The Imola sprint one was very interesting indeed, wasn't it? Of course, Troy made a very rare mistake, didn't he, in that Imola, in that race in San Marino, which is not San Marino Grand Prix. And look at this, Troy is so close to DRS, isn't he? He's really putting a spurt on now as Mumford is struggling out there now, isn't he, down in 17th position now. Only 2 retirements still at this one. Did not start for Liam yet, not feeling well, and Cameron Barber out the race. But everyone else, hats off to you for keeping in this one. This has been a tough old race with no safety cars either to help German back in the race, for example. It's been a very difficult one, hasn't it? Great drives from Malta and Percy to get themselves up the order, to get themselves back into major championship points winning order. So good stuff indeed from those drivers. Very good stuff indeed. Then Kush there from the back of the grid up in 6th position. This is probably one of Kush's better races then, since he's become a full-time driver. 40% for Boxtel, 60% for Kush in terms of a driver of the day. 24 out of 26 here, back on board with Troy then, because this is going to be very, very interesting. The final stage of this race then. What has Troy got left in the tank? He hasn't got much ERS deployment now on the steering wheel. Knowles has got a very unusual 3-second penalty there. Knowles doesn't get many penalties, does he? But goodness gracious, we're going to have to slap him on the wrist at the end of this one, aren't we? A great return for Malta as well. So as much as saying that, sadly for Malta, he's never had a full-time seat in gold then. But I think that I would love to see him in gold then. But he's declined a full-time seat, I think, in the past because he was concerned about his internet, I believe, or something like that. However, we would love to see him in gold full-time because he's really given a run for the money, their money in the top order here. Go look at Troy. He is almost in DRS range here as we've got 2 more laps to go, haven't we there? It was that it is going to be very close, isn't it, in the end of this one there? And what an incredible race these two have had then. And this is a very important day in the championship as well, because Boxtel, as it stands then, will be leading the championship. Troy has got off the circuit, and that has all but ended his chance to win this race, unfortunately. A wide moment in Cop's corner, and that is unfortunate. That's unfortunate there, and that is a shame. And Gamer has been absolutely flying in the last lap, or in the last couple of laps, because the gap, he could take Sonat's 9th position away from him, because Sonat has got a 5-second penalty. Sonat would be very happy to still score in his 2 debut races here in ALR Gold. Then he has scored in both races he's participated in so far, which has been absolutely incredible stuff there. But of course, I think he would have wanted more today. But 9th position isn't too bad for himself and the Williams team, and Williams are going to get a handful of points here tonight with Morsel, I should say, up into 3rd position now. German, I think that, I'm not sure if that is German actually, is it? I think it's one of the Ferraris. I think it's Mumford actually. Such a shame there for German, isn't it? Because he was high up in contention, wasn't he? But he had a spin there which cost him, unfortunately. Kat saying takes 2 factors there to win a race. One is experience. Do you know what number 2 is there? I think, to be honest, it does take. I think it takes more than 2 factors. Really. I think you also need to have good strategy as well. I think today, but Boxstar may have got this strategy absolutely nailed on then, because he went on the alternative strategy. I thought it was the alternative strategy, going on the hard tire to start this race off with, and I think that was the difference maker here tonight. I feel that he's got Boxstar to win potentially. Also, probably speed as well, I would say. Of course, Sirius Rusher said hacks as well, but I hope no one's got any hacks in this lobby. As just now coming down the back straight, and Boxtel is going to win his 3rd Grand Prix win of the season, and this will be his 4th Grand Prix win of his career. He is in a very rich run of form there, and as it stands, he is going to take the lead in the World Drivers' Championship as well. Boxtel out of the final turn, and Boxtel wins his 4th Grand Prix win of his career. What an incredible win here in the British Grand Prix, and that was a crucial race, and what a great head-to-head it was between Troy and Boxtel for that. And Mumford gets a valuable point then for himself and Ferrari. That's a great pass up there from Mumford on the second to last lap on his block 25 that was there. And where is Percy finishing? Percy is going to finish sixth then, and I think that leaves him 1 point behind Boxed Out in the championship then, as he got a Knowles, who's spun off by the looks then, who's had an issue. So he has had an issue then. But Percy down in sixth position now, and he has lost in the Drivers' Championship. Now that this race could be one of the crucial ones in this one. But he stays ahead of Mark. You had a great drive, Mark. I think he'd be disappointed to get seventh in the end. Green in eighth, and Sonat just about stays in front of Gamer in 10th position by 0.2 of a second. But today is Boxed Out's day today, and he is the winner of the British Grand Prix. His first win here in Silverstone in ALR. But this is his fourth win of his career, his third win of the season now, and he takes over in the lead in the World Drivers' Championship there. My goodness me. Glock is saying some questionable driving there on the opening lap then, but good stuff all then. Percy robbed again, taken out twice. Edu is saying there, as goodness gracious me, I think we seen the first incident, didn't we? For Percy on the first lap, I think it was. Goodness gracious me. As Kush has got 44% of the vote, so he gets driven there. Boxed Out 33% and 22% for Mark as well then. So yes, great stuff indeed then for driver today. Let's take a final look at the classification show from the British Grand Prix. Boxed Out, 4 wins in his career. First win in silver here in the British Grand Prix. His third win in the season. Takes the lead in the World Drivers' Championship now. If my maths is correct, which it may well not be right then. So do not take that with a pinch of salt. Troy in second stayed in. Of course, it was a battle for. It was a strategic battle, wasn't it? Which I very much enjoyed then. I love that. Very good stuff indeed. Thank you very much, guys. Great job on comms. Thank you very much, sir. However, I probably might have to shoot away quite quickly because I have. Goodness me, what was that? As of course, I should have gone. I should have taken a number 2 before I started. Immortal in third position. Great drive for Immortal today. Great recovery drive back out the third position as well. Great stuff indeed there for Immortal. Fourth position, Glock. Great drive indeed. Cush drive of the day from 20th to 5th. Magnificent. Marky up into 6th and 7th position is Green. Percy's dropped down to 8th, so I'm not sure what's gone on there. We'll have to take a look at it. We'll have to review that. 9th is Sonat. 10th position is Gamer. Mr. Rage and then Vesey 12th. Alhan 13th. Nosey 14th. Vester in 15th position. Sweet in 16th. Mumford 17th. Gurman in 18th. And also got the fastest up on lap 25. Retirements is Kieran, Cameron Barber, and Liam Yed did not take the start. 18 cars that finished the British Grand Prix. So Percy even said that he only got 1 5-second penalty and he was 6th. And yeah, we seen that as well, Percy said. So I think that there's a problem there. So yes, we think you're 6th in the end of that one. And now let's also interview the winning roster and drivers. And let's start with Boxed Out. Boxed Out, I'm sure if my maths is right that you're leading the championship now by 1 point then. And this is a very crucial win potentially in your quest for the World Drivers' Championship then. But you start on the alternative strategy. You went from hard to mediums. Do you think that was the crucial factor in this Grand Prix today?
Yeah, I think it was. But still, the mediums were pretty bad in the end. Just overheating the tires. So yeah, it was pretty difficult to keep Troy behind. It was really tough. Troy was came fast in the race, so yeah, it's tight. But yeah, I liked it, and yeah, now I'm leading the championship. It's not what I expected when I started in ALR, but yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Well, your consistency has been absolutely fabulous in the last 5 races. Now you've finished on the podium in every single race in Spain. So in Spain, and your consistency is really starting to pay off. How tense was it then? Because I absolutely enjoyed your strategic battle between yourself and Troy. It was magnificent. I was so surprised of how close you were to Troy when you came out the pits, and that in those in laps when Troy was trying to fire up those hard tires. Then, was you going for qualifying laps, then, or was you just still keeping it gentle?
No, I was going for qualifying laps, but when I exited the pit, I thought I was behind, but that was the teammate of Troy, and then suddenly I saw him behind me, so I outbrake myself, and it was really close. But yeah, I think it was the best strategy I could do, at least get the win.
and this is now your I think it's now your sixth podium along with Troy. Actually, you both got six podiums apiece there. But more importantly, this is your third Grand Prix win of the season, and you see your fourth win of your career in ALR. You're very much on a rich run of form then going into the Austrian Grand Prix. However, there's a bit of a banana skin next week because it's a sprint event then, where there's more points on the table. How are you feeling about that sprint event next week?
It's gonna be tough, especially when it's again really close between the three of us. But yeah, more points on the table, but also more points on the table to lose. So yeah, I just need to take careful and try to keep my going.
And now you go from the hunter to the hunted then in the championship. We ain't even at half distance yet, but I like to throw this on the table because I like to hear about your psyche. Do you change your approach now in the championship now you're leading the race? Do you go championship? Do you go defensive or do you have to keep it the same?
No, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing because otherwise I think I will make even more mistakes if I change the plan when I go into a race or qualifying. So I keep on doing what I'm doing and yeah, just hope it play out in the end.
Well, congratulations today, Box Out. A brilliant drive today, your third win of the season. Absolutely nail biting stuff that was. I loved it. And let's come to Troy, who finished second today. But before we talk about the race, Troy, I believe that was your first ever pole position in the ALR Gold, which I was dumbfounded to read that when we were talking about qualifying. So that lap was pretty sensational. You and I can't remember you and Morton. I think it might have been Boxtown was absolutely the limit of the speed today. And I think Sirius Mushroom even mentioned that you guys were 5/10 off the world record. Then that was ridiculous. Qualifying was today.
Yeah, man, I kind of surprised myself with that one because finishing the lap, it didn't feel that great. And like when I finished, I thought, or I calculated it a bit wrong, so I thought I'd be a tenth off the pole, but apparently I wasn't. So yeah, I don't know. I was very happy with that. Like you said, it's my first pole, and quali isn't really my strong side, so I was really happy to finally get that under the belt as well.
And then in the race, said, my word, that you and Boxer had a battle for the ages. Then it was a strategical battle more than one where you chopping and changing. Then you started on the medium tires. Boxer was very happy with his strategy going from the hards to the mediums. Then, but I was surprised of how early the medium runners pitted. Then, but it sounded like the tires were overheating. Was that right?
Yeah, kind of. I don't think my setup was really made for tire saving as well. I think I don't know what to say, to be honest. I think both the strats were pretty good. I think I could have probably kept him behind for a bit longer or stay behind in his DRS if I'd um, didn't get slight traffic because like I had like one or two small battles. Meanwhile, he was out in the lead and I had made my pit stop, which I probably maybe lost like half a tenth or something. But um, I think that half a tenth or whatever is probably or probably played out to be crucial in this one, to be honest.
Yeah, because what I was speculating that I was wondering if it was tire warm up. So tire warm up on the hard tires wasn't an issue then. It was you just tripped over some of the back markers.
Yeah, probably that as well. But I think it was a bit of everything. I kind of regret not defending a bit harder against Boxtel as well. When we were going through the SS, I kind of backed off because with Lucas being out of it or out of the contention for the win from this one, I didn't want to waste that with a DNF or something like that. So I let him go because I thought he just, probably had more ERS than me and everything, anyways. But then I saw his lights flashing, and then I kind of regretted letting him go because then I realized that if I'd stay ahead of him in that particular moment, I could have probably maybe kept him behind all race. So a bit gutted for that, but at the same time, as I said last week, it's points gained on Percy, and uh, whatever brings the gap from me up to first down, I'll take. So I'm still overall happy, but could have been a win maybe today.
Fantastic stuff. Well done to both of you today. Before we go, actually, I'm very interested about your take on the sprint as well. You've heard about Boxstell's take. What are you feeling about the sprint going into Austria in a week's time?
Um yeah, it's kind of like Boxall said as well. You think that maybe 8 points isn't a lot from a sprint race win or whatever, but if your rival, let's say DNF, and you win that race, that's 8 points, and that's quite a lot of a difference. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to it because most of the times, apart from today, quali isn't really my thing. I'd like to race more, so it's gonna be interesting to see what we could do.
Really good stuff today from both of you guys. Fantastic. And that is going to be it from Gold tonight. Tomorrow night it is going to be Silver, and Nigel's got quite a nice lead then. Again, another AlphaTauri driver that is doing really well then, as Nigel then hoping to strengthen his lead in the Drivers' Championship. Right, that's going to be it then tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night. Noel's going to take you through the Silver action. Thank you for joining us. It's been a cracker, hasn't it?